Welcome back to Financial Freedom. I'm Yvonne Davis, and I have a degree in economics from the University of Denver and went on for a master's degree in economics. And I have been successfully self-employed for over a decade. I'm a YouTube astrologer. If you're not familiar with that channel, check out the link below. So I talk about all things related to economics, finance, and personal financial freedom on this channel. Today is June 13th, 2020, and we've been seeing a lot of volatility in the stock market. And as an astrologer, I know that probably around either late July or possibly more likely late June, but more likely early July. Looking at the astrology, I know that we will probably have another stock market crash like we did in March, which dropped by historical levels. So keep that in mind. I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not giving financial advice. That's just something I happen to know as an astrologer. So we'll wait and see how that goes, but I have no doubt that we are going to see a major crash because of the astrological alignments. Again, that will probably hit late June, but more likely early July. Okay, so let's see here. And the whole time when Saturn is in 29th degree. So that happens in early July. That's why I'm predicting early July. But it will be there longer than just early July. So it may last. It happened in March. It happened multiple times in March. So it'll be similar to March. Okay, so just keep that in mind when we get to July. All right, I want to show you something. Today's video is about wealth inequality. And I was looking at this article. Now, this came out May 22nd, so it's a little bit old, but probably this number is even higher now. U.S. billionaires got $434 billion richer during the pandemic, according to the report. And we've had, I think the number now is at least 44 million unemployment claims. So the number of unemployed is always higher than that official number because there are a lot of people who are unemployed who either can't qualify for unemployment or have given up or have run out of their business benefits, So the number of 44 million does not represent all of the unemployed people or underemployed people. So that number is probably closer to 50 million or well beyond 50 million. So yeah, so while we've got at least 50 million people unemployed in this country, U.S. billionaires got $434 billion richer. And again, this was the number on May 22nd. It's probably higher right now. So we got some severe issues around wealth inequality. And I think that it's important to be exploring this issue. I'm sure a lot of you are aware of it, but I just wanted to bring that to your attention so that you know what's actually going on out there, okay? Now, there was something else that I wanted to talk about, which has to do with the environment, because, I mean, we're having a lot of problems here with our economy, with the virus, and with protests and some violence that's occurred, civil unrest. But we've kind of forgotten about global climate change. And I was watching this video. It's a channel where he does apocalypse, like climate change apocalypse. And this video was really good. It's only 15 minutes, but it was really good. He interviewed some really interesting people. And I'll put the link below, but it's titled, Will the World End Because of Climate Change? And the channel is called Now This News. I'll put the link below. but basically he interviewed someone who was saying that if people who have the ability don't do anything to change what's coming, basically we'll be committing mass genocide. And so I wanted to touch on these issues because the problem with global climate change and what's coming in the future related to that, ecological collapse, sea levels rising, climate refugees, there may be as many as 1 billion people, 1 billion climate refugees, probably more, but just looking forward to mid-century, that's the number that is estimated, 1 billion climate refugees. And so there's some serious problems coming. And this has to do with the wealth inequality as well, because people who don't have money, their lives can be ruined by the effects of climate change, and they can't do anything about it. They have no resources. So the wealth inequality is causing serious problems. I think it contributes to political instability, civil unrest, the suffering of people who have no resources to deal with the effects of climate change, climate refugees, all of these, they're all related, okay? And it's all related to our economic system. So I thought I would touch on this subject just because I think it's good information to know, but also because, there might be a question about what we can do. And I think that as citizens of the United States, the thing that we can do that will help the most, not just the world and the environment and our own pocketbooks, is to consume less. Fly on planes less, drive our cars less, use air conditioning less, any kind of consumption, be conservative in your food consumption, everything, absolutely everything across the board. Every single thing you buy, every single thing you consume, every bit of energy you use, that is like a drop in the bucket. And so if you consume less and you're very conservative about your consumption, one, you help the environment. And so that helps all those people. I mean, I know it's not saving the world. None of us can by ourselves save the world. But believe me, reduction in consumption does make a significant difference in terms of our impact on the environment and how that will impact people who have no resources and will suffer because of climate change. So everything we can do now matters. He also interviewed someone, and I saw some other videos by a climatologist named David Wallace Wells. And he was saying that the majority of the CO2 and greenhouse gases that we've put into the environment have happened in the past 25 years. So if we're looking ahead to 2050, that's 30 years from now. So our choices that we make during this time will actually make a difference. So the best way we can contribute is by reducing our consumption, reducing our impact on the planet. But that helps us individually as well, because if we're consuming less, that means we're spending less. And as I've said many times, the less you spend, the less money you have to make. And that is the quickest, easiest path to financial freedom. And you don't have to be rich to be financially free. Financially free is just simply about having choices. If you're not enslaved, then you are free. You have choice. You have free choice. If you feel like you're enslaved and you have to do things, you're not free. So this is about helping you to get free. Okay. All right. So that's it for today. I'll put the link to that video below. Just think about it, think about your impact on the environment, and think about how changing your consumption patterns can actually lead to your own quickest, easiest path to financial freedom. All right, that's it for today, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.